Hi, the Hindenburg report has explored a lot of things that are going in our Indian market. Are we secure? Whether any company can be thought about securing themselves against future reports like that. This is the workshop we are hosting on the 25th of this month, uh, 2 o'clock. What are the things that are internationally recognized norms uh, that are questioned as far as Indian firms are concerned, that we should have an awareness about it. Then only Indian companies can be on their safety. So for finance directors, finance managers, or CEOs, or company directors, uh, awareness about what are the things in international law are wrong. And even in Indian practices, it it is normally allowed, but so many rules came in, and they are prohibited transactions. They are allowed transactions also. Something that we were afraid to do certain things that may be allowed transactions. How we can assess our own um, our own things. So a normal auditor report or becomes a monotonous, we forget all those things. Now there's the awakening. And the companies want to follow the leaders. The leaders, when there is a problem reported and a big fall in share prices of a leader, then we have to retrospect what we are doing correct or wrong. We are not worried about what happens in the market about another company. What about your companies? Any company in Indian context, what they have to be vigilant about? What what okay, we have to discuss about really what it matters as a company, as a separate entity. We all know company structure is a different, it's an entity, but how in India we considered, because most of the Indian companies previously were private firms, so their practices were like supporting those private companies. After that, they convert into public. How much awareness is there about proper rules and what is the SEBI's rule? Even SEBI has faulted in many areas, the reports are saying. Uh, so it's not about accusing Western system is wanting down all of India. That's not going to solve our company's problems. So we want to analyze and think positively about what kind of changes we have to adapt in our system. Is it necessary, or are we really on the right, on the dot? We are doing everything right. So before that, we have to check the ownership. I mean, I'm just uh, thinking only one sample, I tell you. Previously, we were thinking ownership about Big Four. I'm talking about the big accounting firms. So I had an experience. I was in New Zealand. I was running accounting. I was, for a brief period, I was running 200 clients at that time. So uh, that was my exposure at the time. I was on some school boards and uh, as finance director, and there was a bazaar in school. I mean, I'm not talking about them now. What I'm talking about is when I was thinking only qualified chartered accountant, uh, can maybe uh, maybe good fit for people. Chartered accountants is vying for a place in these big four firms. Ernst and Young. I was talking to Ernst and Young in New Zealand at that time. They talked to me for a few hours, and the principal of that area, and said he came and told me, Raj, Do you want to take up this firm? I'll give it to you. My God, I thought you were thinking about chartered account. So I said, how do you say? Yeah, I will give you this. You even settlement also from the profit you can settle. So I could have won Ernst and Young branch in New Zealand, but I didn't do so. I mean, for different reason. I would be very happy doing that. Why I put this question here is if I am a owner of that firm, does it mean all the employees, all the chartered accountants should do what I do, what I tell them? Is it correct or wrong? That is the question in company structure also. So if who is the owner? Maybe somebody having a 51% share. There's a director there. Whatever he says, should you do it or not? Or if you are a owner with 51% share in a company or 75% share, would you dictate other directors to do whatever you want to do? Or as far as policy matters, there's a distinction between policy matter and rule of the rules accepted by your company and rule of law of a land. So there is a big, on, big things are enveloping each other. Very flimsy margins are there to react. So the professionally people have to rethink about what they are doing every time. It's very hard in a charged atmosphere in a company. It's very so we will do it relaxedly in 2.5 hour session in a workshop. Very limited company directors or executives we want for that. The date and time will be notified, and you can come and we can discuss. What we are going to discuss is about how. Uh, okay, one more thing. One company always abide by the rules. Another company thinks it can adapt other rules and change. It can tinker with the rules. Which which company do you think will survive in the eyes of the international economic order? Yeah, the company which goes by rule of law. One company I know can change the rule through its people inside the circle of the government, but all through its many years of existence, it will never do a single thing wrong against the rule. We'll discuss about it. And one company chose to do things that they wanted, tinkering rules, and what happened to that company. So we won't mention the names. Probably you may know. So in Indian context, what will work? And in India Cement's case, when BCCI versus that Chennai Super Kings, what was the wrong? I mean, uh, the owners thought it was right. The Supreme Court stepped into it and they explained. So conflict of interest rules they explained. Only then slowly they understood. The Indian corporates understood that. So same thing is happening now also. What is the private company is different. Public company has got shareholders, interest, paramount, and customer also. Now we forget customers are also to be taken into account. So how we can do? We'll discuss about it. So we have to satisfy many stakeholders in a company, but are we doing it properly? That's what we want to discuss in a 2.5 hour workshop that we will announce. So watch for that. This is we will discuss about it. It's not about somebody telling you what to do. It is about discussing about the pitfalls about doing something in one way and the benefit of doing it in another way. So you can just think about it. You have to be a little bit bold about any finance manager from this episode. Don't just think that whatever you are doing, uh, this episode will not go away. I tell you, it's in the international life. It may affect Indian company reputations also, or it may go away. I mean, I'm not predicting this way or that way. But whatever happens in this episode, how you can secure a company or yourself? What about your reputation? It's not about your company. You have to secure yourself first. Whatever happens, you have what path you can go in. This is what we want to discuss in 2.5 hour session. Right, I'll be right there. I'll be assisted by some people. Send you invitation, or you'll be totally satisfied. There'll be some fees there, and if I don't know, I mean, we have to fix a fees for that. Maybe if it is a problem for you, we can consider you. No, the your circumstances. Even some companies want to pay less, also we accept. They want to pay more, also. So we want to be very flexible about that. It's not the amount, because each one of you are unique, right? So I want you to fine tune yourself to be leaders of Indian company. Who am I to talk about it? No. Oh, no. Okay, if I'm a consumer, if I'm just a user, I know what is happening on what I want, what is not happening, what the problem is. If I want to explain to you, if you listen, then that is the culture. That's why some things, if they fault sometime, so they don't have a recourse to go to anywhere. So we open up all those things and we'll discuss. I'm 100% sure you will benefit. I'm just 100% sure about what you get on 25th February at 2 p.m. Indian Standard. Please come.